cool. FNAF. Hey guys. Like something useful, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we are going to talk about the FNAF 2 movie and its lore implications. Just a disclaimer, if you are one of those fans that if I say something you don't agree with, you will crucify me, this video is not for you. None of my videos are for you. Go touch grass. If someone having a different opinion on funny animatronic bear games sends you into a rage, you need to interact with a real human being. Anyway, now that those people aren't here, let's go. This video will be full of heavy spoilers. Heavy. It will not make sense if you have not seen the movie. Go see it. Moving on. So I saw the second FNAF movie last night. It is currently December 5th today as I am writing this. I went as Henry Emily, obviously, and it was good. It was good. I came out of it wanting so much more. It should have been longer, but this isn't a review. That will come when it comes out on digital so I can pause and yell at my TV in the comfort of my own home. Today we are just talking lore. I want to talk about three things: Michael Afton, Charlie's motivations, and Vanessa's connection to Elizabeth.
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael! Michael!
In this movie, Michael is very different than in the game canon. I want to make this clear: Michael in the movie is not game canon, nor does it have any impact of Michael in the games. It's just an exploration of the character. I like that. I love exploring the character. Were to make this decision over another, what would happen? But I just worry FNAF fans won't have the media literacy to understand that. Just making that clear. Michael Afton in the games is full of guilt of killing his brother. He is traumatized. He is constantly looking for approval. He goes through three phases throughout the story. Number one is teenage Michael, who before the events of most of the games. And this is the Michael we meet at the Bite of 83 cutscene. A traumatized bully who lets his anger and trauma out on the first outlet he can think of, his little brother. This is very common for traumatized and abused children. Childhood trauma manifests in complicated ways. This is not an excuse for his actions. It is simply an observation of what I think may be happening based on other people's experiences. The second phase Michael has is I'm going to come find you phase. He is constantly looking for approval from his father. He knows what he did and gives in order to prevent his anger getting the best of him. He blames himself for his brother's death, and his father only reinforces this. His father tells him to go find his sister, Elizabeth, who is also dead by this time, while he leaves to go get rid of souls stuck in the old abandoned pizzeria. Between the events of Sister Location and FNAF 3, Michael's constantly looking for his missing father, and he either finds out about his father's murders in that time frame or after FNAF 3. This leads us to phase 3, the current one. He knows his father is a murderer, and all he truly wants to do is make it right. And that's his character at the current moment. A lot of people think Michael's characterization is missing, and I would agree if every other character didn't have the exact amount of no characterization and figuring out their implications that he has. I am your number one Michael Afton defender. I love his character. It looks like he's coming back for Bruin 2, as evidenced by Leon Riskin, the main composer of FNAF music for the games, teasing it. A guy named Michael die in a fire? I know your game, Scott. You can't trick me. So, new development in the Twitter world. Leon was not teasing an actual official FNAF game, despite leading us on for like 6 months. Like, yeah, technically, he didn't actually say it was FNAF, but he could have also said it wasn't. Like, he acted like it was. It was, kind of, but it was also a FNAF fan game, and I feel like he could have made that slightly clear. And then the cherry on top of this was that the fan game was made with AI. Now, technically, Leon isn't actually working on the fan game anymore. He gave a really, really interesting red flaggy, to me at least, answer about AI and how, like, he's not gonna use AI, but, like, he's gonna have to do more research about it or whatever. I don't like it. But Leon was not teasing a new FNAF game. However, there is a lot of Fredbear merch coming out, so that might be something. I don't know. We're back to square one, and I am fuming. Anyway, I was very worried that Michael would be terrible in this movie, but I surprisingly did not hate it. It's a different take on the character, as I said, and I don't mind it. Instead of Michael not knowing his father's crimes and having to grapple with that fact, in the movie, Michael knew and grew up with the knowledge. Vanessa did too. He's constantly looking for validation and feels like murder is what he was made for, the one thing he is good at. Vanessa will always be his father's favorite. He wants to go find him. He wants his father to be proud of him. I love it. It's an amazing exploration of ways different situations and childhood trauma can affect people, or Or alternatively, he could be Ennard. I didn't really think about this, but sister location could have already happened. Someone brought it up on Twitter. It would explain William's first murder being so calculated in this movie, we will get into that, and how it seemed like he had already gone down the murder road long before Charlie comes up again. It would explain Baby just being there. It would also explain Michael acting so not himself. It could also explain Michael's ability to control the animatronics, which he does, by the way, and that's never explained. It could also explain Charlie's willingness to work with Michael because it's weird they seemingly had control of the robots together. He's lying about blending right in, his motivation to just straight up murder everyone for no reason except for following in his father's footsteps. Vanessa does act like she knows who Michael is and gives no indication she knows he's acting weird though, which would have been odd since she's very perceptive, but Ennard is shown to be very good at hiding. This theory could hold water, and if we get a game-accurate Michael out of this and Ennard, I would die. Wait, and the connection of Charlie needing a body to get out. Holy shit. I don't care either way, though. Speaking of murder...
Charlotte, why'd you kill that guy?
Motherfucker, he killed himself!
If you don't know for some reason, Charlie is in this movie. Yay, I've always loved Charlie. She was truly the first. Charlie in the games have always been a protective figure. She doesn't resent William, at least not anymore. She just wants to protect, take people in her arms. She's just a confused little girl who wants to make sure everything is okay. She's one of the few animatronics that are aware in this franchise, William being another one. Most of the spirits aren't aware, they act on instinct. Charlie, though, she knows who she is. I've always loved the lines in Ultimate Custom Night, and some of them made it into this movie. My favorite line from UCN made it in this movie. She said the thing! I love her, and I'm excited to see her in the movie. She was interesting, to say the least. The cold opening sees her attempt to save a little boy who is not Sammy. We have finally confirmed Sammy Emily does not exist. Thank God! She dies and the puppet comes up and holds her body. This is also interesting, because in the games, the catalyst of William's murder was Charlie. He was drunk and already insane, and he took that opportunity. Whether it was him realizing that Charlie possessed a puppet or chasing the rush, I think it's a bit of both. He murders more. So that means William already intended on murdering a random kid. So maybe he already knew what Remnant was and wanted to do more experiments significantly before William does in the games. It's just interesting. I don't know if I like this change or not. This also means Charlie might not be the first here. I also don't know if I like that. In the movie, the puppet, I'm not calling her Marionette, I refuse, Scott, I do, can possess people. So that means possession is canon. I mean, like, the possession of humans. I mean, we already kind of knew that from, like, William and Vanessa. I don't care if you think he's the mimic. You are incorrect. But it's never really came up. This changes a lot. Charlie seems to be significantly more sinister in this one. In the games, at least, from the very little dialogue she got, seemingly she wanted nothing more than to protect the children and the animatronics in her vicinity. She never really seemed vengeful like Cassidy was. But here it explains that she wants revenge against all the parents, because in the opening scene, adults really seem to not care and don't seem to have any concern about her peril. It's an interesting direction that I don't know that I agree with. In the movie, it's shown that Charlotte controlled all the animatronics, so no Spears and the Withers. Got it. Glad we cleared that up. I don't know what to make of this. Is this a stand-in for Cassidy? Was Charlie controlling the animatronics in FNAF 2? I don't think so, because she clearly sees she can't control anyone when the music box is playing. My theory was that they always were violent because of the agony inside them, infused by Henry when he made to protect other children. We have seen agony do different things depending on what the animatronic was created to do. The fun times were violent and wanted to kill anyone because that's what they were made to do. The toys are violent because they were protective. In this movie, however, this is not the case. Are the Wizards in the games controlled by someone else? Maybe Cassidy was controlling them. Could be a possibility. They're referred to as prototypes in the movie, which is interesting to me. The movies clearly parallel things happening in the games. This seems like a parallel to William controlling the animatronics in Security Breach. I'll have to think about that one. Also, the possession looks sick. Lisa, a random character that gets introduced and does nothing, and Abby, and finally at the end, Vanessa, all get possessed by the puppet. I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like he's building up to something. I love her design in this movie. I didn't realize she would be this huge. There could be a connection to Security Breach when Vanessa was possessed. She just can't catch a break. They also explain the music box, a thing that I feel like no one asked for. The music box was Charlie's when she was a baby. Henry gives Mike another music box similar to the first one. Speaking of Henry, I want to touch on him slightly. He wasn't really in the movie, and that was disappointing. And I won't lie to you, I did cry when I saw him for the first time in the trailer. Skeet, perfect casting. It's perfect. We better get Willery flashbacks in the next one. I'm expecting fan fiction level Scott. Fan fiction levels! So, I wanted more flashbacks from this movie. I was promised flashbacks, and I got none.
Vanessa, I'm a material girl.
Holy shit, that's Baby. That's Baby right there. I screamed. I did. I was not expecting the secret animatronic to be Baby. Wait, her eyes are green. If you don't know why this is important, you were not there for sister location. I was there. Basically, before Baby was possessed by Elizabeth Afton, William's youngest daughter, she's shown to have blue eyes. But in the game, her eyes are green and Elizabeth has green eyes, so that's how we figured out she was possessing Baby, among other pieces of evidence. So Baby is possessed, or at least has a soul in her, when Vanessa was a child. Who? No goddamn clue. Wait, robot Vanessa? It would make sense. Elizabeth was killed by William's evil remnant robot, and William made a replacement that hid Baby away. Michael also calls Vanessa his child. What if that's literal? What if when William tells child Vanessa she has a purpose, he meant it more literally than we thought? This movie seems to be taking a lot of inspiration for the Twisted Ones, down to the control of the animatronics and the originals busting down the door to beat the shit out of the evil robots. In the fourth closet, it's revealed that the Charlie we have been following through the trilogy is a robot made by Henry to cope with the loss of his daughter. Baby is in a closet, after all. In the fourth closet, the closets where the various life stage robots were kept. Henry made 4 robots for each of Charlie's life stages, but something went wrong with the adult robot. His grief and anger seeped in his creation. Agony? Sound familiar? This was exploited by William, who took the robot, put Elizabeth Remnant into it, and turned the adult Charlie robot into Baby. Henry had also put false memories into the bots. Elizabeth has both Charlie's false memories and her own. Her own memories, a little we see of him, basically consist of Elizabeth being absolutely abused by William. The amount of people still thinking Will Care was still canon at this point boggles my mind. Will Care being the theory he was a good father and doing all of everything he does to bring back his children. Yeah, this movie basically confirms that not to be the case. It was probably canon at one point, but then Scott changed his mind, which I think is a good choice. One of the only good choices Scott has made of the storytelling. Okay, I'll stop. Different video. Vanessa has always been theorizing to have a large connection to Elizabeth, mostly because of the Gregbot theory, which seemingly gets debunked and brought up and debunked again. It's weird. But in one of the endings, Gregory, Glamrock Freddy, yes, I am a Michael is Glamrock Freddy believer, mostly because of this line.
I found myself for the first time when I cleared the path. I did not want to, but I had no choice. Now I have a choice. I have changed. My friends are here. They are so angry, confused, but I can protect you. I am not me.
Who else could that be but Michael? Process of elimination. You know what? That's not the point. But Scott said that wasn't his original intention. Yeah, but he also says he was just going with what Steelwool made. Anyway, what I was saying is that in one of the endings of Security Breach, Gregory, Glamrock Freddy, or rather his head, and Vanessa are sitting on a hill eating ice cream with one tree. Scott, why is it always a hill with one tree? I want to know. Gregory is seemingly holding a yellow bear ice cream with a bite taken out of it. I wonder what that could possibly be related to.
Was that the bite of 80?
And Vanessa is holding the same ice cream Baby holds. Why did people bully MatPat so much about Gregbot? It makes too much sense, at least with the current information he had. Scott does seem to be pushing us in the direction that Vanessa has something to do with Elizabeth. I have no idea what that connection could possibly be. We just need more information, but it's an interesting thing to ponder about. We will see when Ruin 2 comes out. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Was it a good movie? It was fine. Was it a good FNAF movie? Yes. But that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Go subscribe to my Patreon. I have a lot of fun stuff on there. You get scripts for my animated shorts. You also get sheet music for all of my music that I compose for those animated shorts. Also, go check out my pilot, Zex Hex, please. I worked really, really hard on it. It's my baby. And bye.
Gregory, do you see the small vent on the floor? Have you ever heard of Among Us, Gregory? You need to vent. I know it will be hard for you to be sus, but I know you can do it, Gregory.